Automata. Automata. Alejandro Mata. He kicked the game-winning field goal. It was tied up, but he brought us through with that field goal. It was a nail biter. Whoa, Nelly. It was a nail biter. When I tell you this was a nail biter, this came down to it. Yes, indeed, man. This came down to it. I had to put Alejandro Mata when he was at Jackson State. He was part of that Louis luggage that came in from Jackson State. He made second team all SWAC. We know what Mata can do. He made second team all SWAC right off the cheese bus. He should have made first team all SMAC, but his field goal got blocked. He has never missed a field goal in his campaign. Never. He is automata, aka automatic, aka si senor, aka don't miss. This man got ice in his veins. He will never lose his position again. Please kick him. Please keep him as the kicker. He is your place kicker, man. He's going to be a future NFL kicker when his college career is done. I said it before the season even started. He reminds me of Martin Gramatica. Even how he sets up with his hand, how he sets up, man, that's Martin Gramatica. And it also helps that he got some pointers from Morton Anderson. Alejandro Mata came up big, man. This would have went into extra time, but his he lined it up. They iced him at first. You know, they gave a timeout, iced the kicker, but he came back. He talked to Coach Prime a little bit, came back, kicked it. Then he put a little something on it. He did a little dance too, man. Yes, I love it. I love it, man. I'm going to pull up the stats in a second. After my, whatever, we'll have the some people come on the panel. I don't know if anybody won any money today on the spread, but it was a hell of a game. Arizona State, they brought their A game. All teams that face us for the remainder of the year, they're going to bring their A games. Every team, you know. We are the biggest ticket in town. They are the greatest show on turf right now. Everybody's watching them. So that means everybody's bringing their A game. Everybody. Yeah, man, let me just bring up the stats here and see what's happening. Let's see. Let's bring up the stats real quick. Let's see what we got. Okay. Brought up the player. Let's go with the player stats. Let's see what's happening. Shedeur, he passed for 239 yards, 1 touchdown. He was 26 of 42. He had a very tough game. He took a lot of shots. His helmet hit the ground. His head hit the ground on that 1 sack. I didn't like that. But this was an ugly game, but I'll take the victory any day. Anthony Hankerson carried 10 times for 58 yards. Dylan Edwards carried the ball 7 times for 16 yards. Xavier Weaver, he got a carry here too, it said, for 1 yard and 1 touchdown. Cavarcier Smoke got a carry for -2. They didn't use him at all. Shedeur got 11 yards, 1 touchdown on the rushing. You know, he took it upon himself to rush the ball. I mean, just like he did last week. He did a similar run. So the receiving, I don't want to hear anything else about Javon Antonio. He is a great wide receiver. 5 receptions for 81 yards, 1 touchdown. He came up big for us. Number 2 is Jimmy Horn Jr., 5 receptions, 49 yards. But out of all the receivers, Javon Antonio got the touchdown. Michael Harrison had 6 receptions for 36 yards. Dylan Edwards had 3 receptions for 24 yards. Hankerson, 4 receptions for 28 yards. Weaver, 2 receptions for 8.5 yards. Omarion Miller, 1 reception for 9 yards. I don't have the defensive stats yet, but as you see, this was a defensive game. Kicking, Alejandro Mata was 2 for 2. He had 9 points, and we needed every bit of those 9 points. As far as I'm concerned, he's the player of the game. 9 points. Punting, Mark Bassett, he averaged 49.6 in the air, 347 yards in the air. Sun Devil Stadium, it was out there. It was a hot one, but pulled out the victory in the heat. Now they get to go back on to Boulder. Hopefully they take care of Shedeur, get him a chiropractor, get him in that ice bath and work on him this week. As far as I'm concerned, he don't practice. You know, I think they're gonna have a practice tomorrow. Don't let him practice till Wednesday because he took some punishment. He sure did. But guess what? A victory is a victory. We're 4-2. Okay, 4-2. Now let me look at the Arizona stats. Trenton Bourget had 335 yards passing, 1 touchdown. For rushing, Cameron Scatterbo, 13 carries for 49 yards, 1 touchdown. So we were very effective in stopping the run today, as you can see. 13 carries for 49 yards, 1 touchdown. So that's respectable because he can light you up. He's a big back. Kyson Brown had 3 carries for 11 yards. Tevin White, 3 carries for 3 yards. Trenton Bourget, the quarterback, 9 carries, -1. Giovanni Sanders, 1 carry, -5. Their receivers, Elijah Badger, he had 12 receptions for 134 yards. Let's see, Troy Omeire, he had 2 receptions, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. So, and that's it for the touchdowns. As you see, it was a defensive game. It really was. You know, at this point, I do not care when I don't have the defensive stats just yet to see how many tackles and stuff. But I know Cooper had a really good game. He had a really good game as far as the cornerbacks are concerned. They did put in the freshman at one point. They started with Kermani, and they put in the freshman Stoutmeyer in his place. And that just for the record, I'm going to say this just for the record, that last touchdown with Arizona State, I believe Kermani could have batted that down. He's every bit of close to 6'3", and he has long arms. So I would have liked to see him in that coverage, but man, they took him out. But they did put him back in late in the game. But I honestly believe we could have ran the ball more. We could have ran the ball more. And before I keep talking, give me a second here. I'm looking for, let's see. All right, here we go. All right, I'm looking for the interview. Yeah, this is crazy. All right, where are we? I'll just wait for it. Arizona, you'll see. All right, all right. All right, waiting on it. I don't see it yet. I'll wait for that in a second. But let's see. So we got those stats. The defensive stats is not up yet. So our next game is at Stanford. That's a home game. So Stanford. Look for another nail biter, man. Stanford is going to bring their A game. Every team is doing it. So we got Stanford, then UCLA. That's a away game in Los Angeles. And we got Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State. Washington State lost today. I saw that game earlier. Then we got Utah to close it out. So we just gonna have a battle here on out. Every team is gonna bring their A game. Every single team, as we see. Let me see here. Yeah, every team is gonna do it, man. But shout out to Mata. When they interview the players today, they should have him up there because he won the game for them. He sure did. He won the game for him, and we need a kicker that with that ice. He said Shiloh came back too quick. Now there was a play where you're talking about where he didn't wrap up, and then he got trucked. Then it was a stiff arm on him. So yeah, it happens. But Cooper came up real big, didn't he? But somebody said Shiloh is overrated. No, he's good. He's a solid. Shiloh is a solid player. He's solid. You said Mata is the way. Yes, he is. And he's always been that way. There should be no question about him. No more. I don't want to hear his starting position being taken away ever again. Ever again. Okay. In his whole college career up to this point, he has never missed a field goal. Never. In Jackson State, yeah, he did get one blocked. Just like in this, in the Pac-12, he did get one block. But as far as him lining up and that ball is on his way, never missed. He's automatic. He has ice in his veins. He has the nucleus of a NFL kicker. That's no question anymore. No question. And he's getting better. Like his parents said, he's working on his game. He's always working on it. Okay. Out of high school, he was considered a 5-star kicker going to Jackson State. 5-star. So yeah, he's proven to be the man here. He's unassuming. I'll never forget it. He's very unassuming, but they cannot. When he walks in that room now, no, it ain't no more being unassuming. I remember before the season started, coach had told him to stand up again. He was like, "Say it again." He said, "I don't miss." And I heard a few chuckles. No, he doesn't miss. He doesn't. He's right about it. He got ice in his veins, but I understand they go with the other kicker, his dad, NFL kicker. I get it, but not anymore. This guy is the man. Don't sit him no more. Don't sit him no more. He is the man. He won the game for you. So that's what with Mata. I hopefully in the post game, he is sitting at the podium. I'm waiting for it. He got to be sitting at the podium. And where is it? I'm just looking for it. He's not there yet. But it was a really good game. It was a defensive game, as we saw. Everybody came up. It was a defensive game. And like I said, Cooper, you had a very solid game. As far as I'm concerned, you might be leading the game in tackles. And also McClendon came up big. Yes, he did. I mean, they couldn't handle McClendon in this game. He came up. He had a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he had a sack. He did really well. Bishop Thomas, actually Bishop Thomas is also an athlete. Did you see how quickly he got down the field on special teams and made that take? He nearly took that man. He nearly knocked that guy out the way he hit him. He could have knocked him out, but you see how quickly he got to him. As big as he is, he's an athlete. Very versatile player. He's a younger. Just call him young Warren Sapp. And he's only going to get bigger. He got 3 years of eligibility left. He's only going to get better. So that's good. So that's a star in the future. He's starring now, but look for him to do big things in the future. Pro potential as well. He's still young. Like I said, 3 years of eligibility left. I like what he's doing now. So shout out to Bishop Thomas. And who am I missing? Give me some players, y'all. Because man, I tell you, this was a nail biter. This was a nail biter. You said why Cormani wasn't in on the play. He was in. Okay, so we all saw the game. So he was in on early in the game, but his man that he was guarding ran a slant route and caught it and almost had a touchdown. They took him out at that point. Here's what I want to say here. This is just my humble opinion. Let them make mistakes. Keep them in the game. Keep them in the game. Okay. If he get burned terribly, then okay, I could see, but you got to give him opportunity with them long arms and his athletic ability. So they're bringing him along. I get it. But in that last play where Arizona scored to tie the game up, his long arms could have batted that ball down. He's almost 6'3". The reason why I say he's every bit of 6'3", because in the last game when he went up to Jerry Rice's son, Brendan Rice, because he's 6'3", they were eye to eye. They damn near the same height. So he got to be almost 6'3". It's almost like he grew since he's been there. You got to give him, I would say right now, because Travis is still out. While Travis is out, let him learn. Let him be, because I guarantee you, if Travis was on that sideline, that he probably would have told y'all to keep him in the game. But he didn't have Travis on the sideline. I want to say this to Colorado. I've never been a coach in my life. I'm only giving you my opinion, right? Everybody has their opinion. So I could be wrong here. Okay. Before the game, you guys were on Denver, DNVR, well, Denver Sports. And the running back coach said the following. I'm a paraphrase it. Because they inquired about Alton McCaskill. He said, well, he just don't have his legs yet, so we're working him on. I get that. But he was on special teams, and he was the first one to get up to the ball carrier. That means his legs are there. His legs are there. Okay? The video don't lie, because you can go to my other channel and watch the game again. It was a special teams play where he caught the flag. Remember he caught a penalty? He caught a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. But if you look at the play slowly, he was at the ball first. That's how fast he is. So if he's that fast and he's getting to the ball on special teams, will you please put him in the game as running back? Please. Please. Put him in. Now, don't take Hankerson out. I want you to put both running backs in. One to the left of Shedeur and one to the right of Shedeur. I want one to go to the flat and one block for him. I guarantee you Shedeur is not going to get hit. I guarantee it. He's not going to always get hit like this. You guys are taking a huge gamble, because it was one play where Shedeur head hit the ground. The back of his head hit the ground, and he was slow to get up. And then he did throw a touchdown. I mean, he ran for the touchdown. Okay, I'm going through the sequence of events here. He ran for the touchdown, but on the sideline, he had his head bent over. He had his head in his hands, and he kept it there. That means he was shaking out the cobweb still. You guys got to be careful now. He's not going to last the rest of the season, keep getting these hits. I like Dylan Edwards too. I like him too. But if you're going to have Dylan Edwards in a game, use him effectively and throw to him in the flat, because he's going to burn people. Have two running backs lined up to the left and right of Shedeur. And one of those running backs got to be McCaskill at this point. Okay, you don't have McCaskill in, you need another bigger one. Have Hankerson in and Dylan, or have Hankerson and Smoke. Smoke is not hurt either, because he was one of the first up there as well on special teams. So he's not hurt either. Why you guys are not using him, I don't know at this point. So I'm not going to continue to harp on this, because I've already did it last week. And your running back coach pretty much answered my question. He said, well, his legs are not quite there. We're working him on. Well, his legs are there, sir, because he was the first one to the ball. Now, you can go to my other channel, because I had streamed it, and you can go back and have the luxury of slowing that play down and look at him on special teams when he caught the penalty. He was the first one there. Also, my question is, how come you guys, well, I don't have no questions for defense. I would like to see Gant more, but like I said, that's fine. The defense did well. Okay, they were able to hold their own, and I'm okay with that. But at this point, I'm gonna say this. Now, this is not directed at Coach Prime because Coach Prime can't wear all the hats. He's the head coach. He's not there to be a running back coach. Okay. My question is, running back coach, if you don't want to play him, I know several teams that can use him if you don't want to play him. Okay. I have to keep it real with you. I don't know if number 0 from USC is going to the draft this year. If he do go to the draft, I recommend him going to USC if you guys are not going to use him. Now, USC has a great quarterback, and they still manage to use their running backs because you got to keep the defense honest because they keep throwing the house at Shedeur. And look, I want to say this to the anonymous coach. Listen, there was no anonymous coach. These writers are doing this. Who said this? What anonymous coach said this? That he's purposely taking sacks. He's not purposely taking sacks. It's just that the defense is getting to him and he don't have time. But he is taking it upon himself to run if he can. He will run it. So shout out to him, but he's not purposely taking sacks. That was foolish. If a coach did say that, that's foolish. And Shedeur had it right. That's goofy to say that. He's not purposely putting his health at risk by taking sacks. He's not doing that. We clearly saw in the game, all you gotta do is go back and look at the game. It was defenders immediately at him. Immediately. So I just wanted to say that about Shedeur, but he managed to get the job done, though. Okay. Just imagine if they protect him. Here's the keys to protecting him. You need a running game. You guys had a running game because Anthony Hankerson was running. And then, you got to keep that going. And then, set up for the short passes. He did have some passes in the flat. He did throw a pass to Dylan in the flat, and Dylan picked up some good yards. So you guys have a running game. It's just that my question is not to the players. You notice I'm not knocking any of the players. They're working hard, doing the best that they can do. But if you got a Rolls Royce sitting on the bench and you're not using them, that's the coach's fault. That's not the players. It's the coaches at this point. It's the coaches. It's the coaches at this point, man. I don't know what's going on. And you got Smoke on the bench. You did put him in. I get it. You did put him in for one play. Then you had him lined up at receiver. I get it. But you guys are not using your running backs to their full potential. You're not. You use Hankerson today. I like that. I don't like Dylan running up the middle. I like him running in the flat. I guarantee you, this was the game I was waiting. I said, McCaskey going to mess around and run for 100 yards. He going to mess around and run for 100 yards today. But see, the problem is if he run for 100 yards, then the fans going to start putting pressure on the coaches. You need to play him. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I guess I don't know at this point. But if a couple of running backs from USC decide they want to leave, y'all have a quarterback. McCaskill is right here because they're not using him. And I don't know why. So it is what it is. If I was him, I wouldn't come back next year at this point. I don't care what they're doing next year. I'm not coming back. I'm going somewhere where they can use me. That's where I'm going. I wouldn't come back. But we're going to see. But he did say that his legs are not there. But then when I see him on special teams and he's the first one to the ball, his legs are there. So that's what I wanted to say about McCaskill. That's the only knock I got on the team, man. And also, here's another one that was funny. Jalen Ellis. He caught a penalty. He was like one of the first at the ball, too, with his 4.3 speed, and y'all not using him. Somebody said maybe Max, he just don't got a certain grasp of the playbook. Okay, well, you know what I would do if I was a coach? Okay, look, you ain't got a grasp of the playbook. I want you to run. I was just telling you, when you go out there, run them slant routes, run an outpost or whatever you got to do. Run a curl. That's how you got to do it. You gotta have You don't have somebody sitting on the bench. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know. I guess they just can't play everybody. I get it. I get it. He probably should have stayed. I know he was thinking about going to West Virginia. He probably should have went to West Virginia. They could have used him. So he didn't know. He thought the grass was greener over here. This as well as McCaskill. They thought the grass was greener. Sometimes the grass is not always green on the other side. And that's no knock on Prime. He's the head coach. I'm getting at these positional coaches. I'm at these positional coaches right now. I like the tight ends coach. I love him. I don't have no problems with Coach Brewster at all. Because what he's doing with his tight end, Michael Harrison, is amazing. And he's done it in the past. So thank you, AD. Thank you, AD. You said, what do the Buffs need so they can compete next year? They probably got to work on protecting number 2. That's something that's a top priority. It's a top priority now. But I'm not knocking. Notice I'm not knocking offensive line. They were able to set up some gaps for that run for Hankerson. But yeah, just the pass protection. It got to get better. Here's the issue though. Is it really the offensive line all the time? Because if a team know that you're getting ready to pass 90% of the time, they're going to throw the house at you. So they're going to throw all types of blitz packages at you. You know, so it could be a situation where play calling, they got to get the ball out quicker, throw in the flat, throw a quick slant or something like that. I don't know. They do have to protect. And he took too many. He's taking too much punishment. And he's taking too much. But thank you, AD. Let me see. Let me see what I know I'm waiting for Coach Prime, but let me see what Shedeur is saying. I just don't like him taking all that punishment. Arizona head coach Kenny Dillingham. Let me I'm gonna come back to Coach Prime. But let me go with yeah, he looked banged up. He looked like he don't Shedeur looked like he don't been in a dog fight. Golly, they gonna have to protect him, man. He's tough though. You see how Shedeur laid that shoulder pad? You see how he laid that shoulder pad into the defender? That's a tough guy, man. Shedeur is tough. Let's hear what he got to say.
Like practice, that's all it is. It's not really. It's not really. You close the door. Thanks, dude. I can't even focus. And let him get out, because let him get out. Let Buddy get out. Come on, man. What's the question?
What was it like driving down the field to get him out of position for the game?
I was like practice, just trusting the play call. Know what time it is. They left too much time on the clock, and we knew that. Nobody on the sideline panicked, flinched. Nobody didn't believe. The coaches just knew like what was gonna happen, and I definitely knew what was gonna happen because you're gonna do what it takes to win. But they simply left too much time on the clock. And you know what mode we went Brady mode / legendary mode.
Shedeur, Giovanni Antonio with 5 catches late in the game. Did it just kind of feel like it was his time?
Now we got a lot of great receivers, even some of the players I wasn't able to get on the field today. So it's just about who's going and whose day it is. They rotate a lot, and we all know they're going to double team Xavier Weaver. That's try to take him out the game. So it's just the next guy got to step up and be active on that backside.
Shedeur, late in the third quarter, you had a driver, you got sacked again, and you were sitting off by yourself. The whole defensive series kind of looked like in thought, frustrated. Came back out the next drive, you led the touchdown. What was kind of going through your mind when you're sitting there on the bench?
Nah, it was just like really just taking accountability of what's going on in the game. You know, I'm holding the ball a little bit too long, not really going through everything, not basically playing perfect. So that's all it was. And then I'm on the sideline frustrated, and it's like,
You see how much of a stand-up guy he is? He's blaming himself. That's a stand-up guy, man. He's the leader. He's a quarterback. Of course, he got to take. He has to take the the criticism. He has to take the blame for it because he's the leader. He's a stand-up guy, man. His parents did something right with him. But he's not gonna blame nobody. He said, I was holding the ball too long here and there. We gonna fix it. Man, he's a stand-up, man. I can't say enough good things about him.
it's time. It's time to do whatever it takes to win. And by any means, you can take matters in your own hands. You got the will, you got it inside of you. And you know the ins and outs of their defense and to make them dictate and do one thing. So the DC had a great game plan versus us. They did a pretty good job going to the ball, covering our guys. But at that point, it was okay, cool. Let's go legendary mode. Let's lock in. Let's do it.
You look like that on that drive. I mean, what was going through your mind in that drive? Was it just that? It was like, we're not losing this football game?
Yeah, like it's just something that kicks in like whenever it's because that losing's just not in me, So it's like if we got a chance, we're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not too late in the game, we're gonna win. So it's just understanding what's at stake, understanding what's going on, understanding the pros, the cons, on what we're doing, what we're not doing good, what we're doing good, and really taking over and taking control.
Sure, on that drive, you kind of were scrambling and you lowered your shoulder into one of the ASU defenders, and after that, you kind of yelled at your guys on the sideline to kind of seem like get them fired up. What was kind of the message? Were you just trying to send on that play as you kind of just lowering your shoulder in that guy?
Nah, it was really just because I feel like so me personally, my body language is chill. I'm not really a super hype guy. I'm not a over the top type of guy. So I feel like sometimes the team don't see that in me, that I'm ready, because that's just naturally how I am as a person. So we really just had to activate that dog, that fire in you.
I saw it out of him today. I saw that fire come out of him today when he had got hit. And then I saw the fire again when he laid his shoulder pads into the person that was trying to tackle him. He leveled the guy, and he was saying something afterwards. I saw it today. He has it in him. He's what you call a quiet assassin.
To show everybody, hey, look, we them guys. Like we those guys that could get out there and just do whatever we want to do. So that was really the thing, and really it's just like a scare tactic. They know I'm gonna lower my shoulder, so they're not gonna think anything sweet with me.
Shedeur, that second drive of the game, it seemed like you guys were refusing to kind of come away without points there after going 3 and out yet again, third straight game, first drive 3 and out. How important was it for you guys to get in the end zone in that second drive?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even remember the first, second drive, third drive. I don't remember that half of the game because it's just so much. Like the quarterback position is just so much thinking and so much just brain power you use that a lot of people don't really understand that you're using. Like when you get in that mode, you're using like 100% of your brain. So it's a lot. So you come out of the game with a couple of headaches, and I can't even recall that.
How do you guys keep that energy going into the next week?
I mean, it's repetitive. We know it's the problem, so we just got to find a solution. All 11 players got to do the right thing on each play. It can't be 10 players and one player not. So it's just something that I feel like us as players, we got to get together and put a stop to the badness that's going on, the slow starts. Because y'all knew when the game was close, we a second half team. Y'all already knew that. So I'm sure everybody that been above before that y'all knew the outcome of the game, but we just can't afford to keep doing that. Good teams come and it's gonna catch up.
That's question. Thank you. Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Congratulations on the win. Nice to meet you. Was there a message before the final drive from your father? He's a relentlessly positive guy. Was there something that he said to you ahead of that last drive, or was there something that was maybe ringing in your ear that he said throughout the week?
Nah, it ain't. Pops don't even talk to me that much during the game. He lets me be me because I've been living with him my whole life, so it's like he can tell me anything I haven't heard before. So it's really, I just look down the sideline, just seeing everybody body language, the coaches and everybody, and they knew what time it was. So it was just like it was a perfect time. Legendary.
Thank you,
Perfect
Sean.
timing, man. New
Appreciate
song
you,
coming
man.
out, man. Y'all subscribe.
That was the legendary one, aka the Silent Assassin. He's a silent assassin. Still waters run deep. Most people know that. Still waters run deep. It's the quiet ones like Mata and him you got to worry about. They the ones that have ice in their veins. They don't need to be all boisterous and loud. They don't have to be. So those are usually the ones. But them two came up big. Mata, we won with his foot. This is not the first time Mata has won and helped Coach Prime out. He did it against Eddie George team. It's not the first time. So he is he's proven for Coach Prime. Coach Prime, no, he was part of the Louis luggage. He knows. But man, Shedeur, they gotta, he's taking too many hits though. I don't know what I'm trying to figure out what it is. What is it? Like, I know they throwing blitzes. I know there was a couple times one of the defenders got through the middle and got him. There was 3 of them that one went through the middle, one from the left and right, and they were able to get to him. So he's not able to throw that ball away. So he's not purposely getting sacked. That is not it. So they're just going to have to. I tell you, if they can keep him from getting sacked, they could have ran that score up easily. So, but like he said, it could be some receivers not open. And there was one moment in the game where the tight ends coach went up to the offensive coordinator and said something to him. He's like, look, I guess he probably like, my guy is out there. Use my guy. Use him. So, yeah, they got to Harrison got to use him. But I like what Javon Antonio did. He came up. So, like Shedeur said, they got their wide receiver room is pretty deep. So, Javon just came up for them today. So, shout out to him. He's a big receiver. He's 6'4". So, man, I'm just trying to see who else is coming up here. Let's see. I'm waiting on Coach Prime. But anyway, a win is a win, though. So don't matter. They got the win. That's all that matters. They can always go back to practice and try to figure it out again to see how they can keep number 2 from getting hit. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's really their only major problem. They have a running game. I like what the defense did today. So they came up, man. They really did. You said the UCLA game gonna be tough. Yeah, and UCLA, yeah, all the games gonna be tough because all the schools are gonna bring their A game. It's emotion for them. It's like today, this was like Arizona State bowl game. They treated it like a bowl game the way they were playing. So just the way it is, man. They Colorado is the talk of the town. You know, new kids on the block, but they got all the attention. So yeah, they are going. I wonder what network is going to pick the game up next week because the Pac-12 network. This was on the Pac-12 network. I'm hoping that a major network will pick it up next week. I haven't checked yet, but I'm thinking so. Maybe it'll be on the Pac-12 network again. But we finally got a game in conference play. So we won one in conference play. So it's up from here. A win is a win. They can continue to build on it. Yeah, you said a lot of these teams are gunning for gunning. Yeah, they are. And the stadium was sold out. I bet you their last game was not sold out in that stadium, but it was today. So the crowd was in it. So yeah, it's an emotional game for all the teams that play them. It's just all eyes are on them. So, but hey, a win. Now we on to Stanford. Stanford is next, and that's a home game, right? I believe Stanford is a home game. I know the UCLA game is in Los Angeles, so Travis Hunter will be back after the bye week. He'll be nice and rested up and ready to go. We definitely need him out there, and so look for him to have a big game when he come back. He may have to shake off a little rust at first, but yeah, he's going to be back. And also, we had a lot of injuries this year. You know, it's a lot of nagging injuries. So, also Wilkerson, I was like, where is Wilkerson at? He was in street clothes, so he's got some type of injury. So that's why he didn't get in that running back. But he's pretty solid as well. He's a big back. And I was like, where is he? But I saw him in street clothes, so he wasn't active. But it's a shame that, like I said, McCaskill, he got in on special teams and he was the first to the ball. So I'm thinking his legs are good. And he, you know, I don't know. They know better. So ESPN is picking up the Stanford game. Thank you. Rigo Thompson. Okay, so we'll be able to watch it on ESPN. Shador, you said he saved the offensive coach again. Remember that play where he caught the sack and then he just ran it on in? I think that was his decision. Like, okay, I see this open. I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take it. He didn't. I thought he was going to slide. He wasn't sliding. He was headed for that end zone. So that was a very good decision on his part. Very good decision. So there's a lot of the sky is the limit for him as long as they can protect him. You know, so I get it. You know, he can't hold on to the ball too long, but from what I saw today, he didn't have a chance. The defenders were on him. It wasn't like he was just like waiting. So he's going through his progressions, you know, and I don't know. He's pass first, run later, you know. He looks to pass first, but we'll see. But they got the victory. That's all that matters. Stanford is next. And that's a home game. So they get a chance to have the home cooking and just look for that game to be competitive again. I don't know why. Just look for it to be. It's just the way the cards are dealt this year. But hey, that's what we got to do. Play the hand we dealt and work from there. If we got to win with Mata's leg, it don't matter. A win is a win. You said Boulder's going to be wild that day. I bet it is. It's going to be sold out. Let me see. It's Coach Prime. He's probably talking to the team. Let me see if he's up yet. Not yet. No, he's not up yet. But he pretty much, you know, he's going to say, I got an idea, but he's going to say a win is a win, which is right, which he's right. Let me see. What do we got here? All right, that's Shador. All right, just going to have to wait. But if anybody would like to come up, you're more than welcome. Let me just give you the link. I'm not going to have too many people up at once. Maybe a couple at a time. But yeah, definitely can come up, give your thoughts on the game if you like. And what are some other players that you would like to see on the field or who stood out to you today? You said Mata needs some work on his celebration dance. I thought it was all right. His coach said something to him. He said, "Come on, Mata, give us something." And then he did the prime a little bit, but I missed it. He did a little bit of the prime, and then he did some. I don't know what he did, but it looked good. It looked good. Non-swirl zone. Thank you. It looked good. I watched this film, Holly. I watched this film. I know what you're talking. I watched this film. I watched it. They got to let him freestyle it. They're not going to let him, though. They're not going to let him freestyle. He's good. He has very good instincts. Why do we say that? Because you remember last week they tried to run a trick play on us, and then he went ahead and tackled the holder because he was getting ready to try to throw it in the end zone, and he was right there. And he has very good instincts, but he's being restricted, and it's nothing he can do. He's just gonna have to just, like he said, he's just gonna have to just grind, listen to what they're saying, and then at the end of the season, then he makes a decision. So that's pretty much it. That's all he can do. Like he said, they just keep watching the film, and then just stay quiet, and get some consultation from call Sauce Gardner or something. Like call somebody and get some consultation, and then decide what you're gonna do. The same with McCaskill. Because if he truly can play and they're not playing him, I would get a consultant, somebody that has done it before, like a former player. I know he patterns his game after Eric Dickerson. He might want to call him and get some advice. Not any advice, you know what I mean? Get some advice from somebody. Get a gold jacket. Call Ricky Williams. Call somebody. Because everybody know him. Because everybody watching this team. And if they feel like he should stay, then yeah, you got to get it from somebody that as far as I'm concerned, it's no knock on, like I said, Prime, but if Ricky Williams was playing there, they wouldn't play him. It could be Ricky Williams. And we know he won a Heisman Trophy. He wouldn't be playing on this team. So it's not him. I honestly think it's the coach at this point. You can't say his legs are not there now, and he was the first on the ball on special teams. So I'm not buying it. So I'm just not buying it. So Coach Prime, I promise you, your son would be upright if he had him and Dylan out there. If he had two running backs to his left and right. Because now the defense is thinking, I don't want to get burned. What if they run in the flat? I don't want to get burned. So they're going to keep men back. They're not going to blitz as much. And then Shedeur will be able to get off. He will be able to do his thing. So, not taking nothing away from Hankerson, but I'm just saying, whoever is out there, McCaskill has to be out there as well. He has to. Like I said, Hankerson was running the ball, but it's nice to have another threat out there. So the defense will be looking. So that's just my opinion on it. So if I was him, I would seek some professional consultation advice at the end of the season. It's still early. I'll wait till the end of the season. And then I would have a serious sit down with a panel of running backs that tell me what I should do. Eric Dickerson, since he patterned his game after him, I would call him. I would call Ricky Williams. I would call a few people, man, because people know him. He'll be able to reach out to him. They'll answer back. And I would tell them the full story of this season. And what would you do if you were me? At that point. So it's unfortunate, but hey, man, it's not on him at this point. You guys are not even running Charlie Offendahl. You guys are not even running him. Every time I see him in practice, he's running, he's breaking one open. You guys won't even give him a shot. So it's unfortunate, man. They have a very nice running back room, but they're not using them effectively. They're not. Shout out to Hankerson though. He did well. I don't want to see Dylan running up the middle. I would like to see him running in the flat. You know, so that's just my opinion on it. That's it. That's the only problem I got with the team. That's it. That's the only problem. Like, I don't know what, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you also got to give players a time. Like, I could see if he got burned on 3 or 4 plays, then you take him out. Don't take that young man out immediately. You're hurting his confidence. Don't do that. If you're going to do him like that, don't play him at all. Don't play him at all. I'm talking about Kermani. Don't play him at all then. That man has good instincts. Let him freestyle it. There was a one play, I catch everything. There was one play where Shiloh had told him to go back, but he was coming up front. Did you know if he had stayed doing that, he would have met the running back? He would have met him. But they told him to get back. That's his instincts kicking in. They're not allowing it. He has to go to a team where they're going to let him fly. Let him spread his wings and let him fly. They got him handcuffed here. And it sucks, man, but I'm gonna be honest. You know, it sucks. But I know he's a freshman. I know he got a lot to learn, but there was that one play where he was creeping up because the way he was lined up, he was turned to his right. Then Shiloh told him to back up. Okay, he backed up, and the running back was coming right in the position where he was headed to. He would have met Scatterboo right there and stopped him. But you know, I think like he wasn't right. He wasn't lying when he said his politics. That kid ain't lying. And I had said this before. I know people say, "Oh, I'm hating." No, there's 3 sides to the story. You never take one person's side. You got to hear every person's side, and then you make your determination on what's going on. So right now, we're only hearing. We heard Alton. He said he's ready, and he said it's just an upward climb. And we got another coach said he's not ready. So I don't know. But anyway, I guess it's a good problem to have because even though they were just put together this year, I honestly think they could be doing better with the potential they have with the personnel. They have the right personnel. I know Coach Prime said we're 8 dogs away. Well, but here's the thing. You 8 dogs away, right? How do you think the other team feel when you say that? We're not good enough because he said we're 8 dogs away. Now, there's 2 ways I can interpret that. He meaning that he need 8 dogs to step up, right? If I was a player, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take 2, you know, he means 8 people. He need 8 people to step up. Or he could mean that he need to go out and find 8 people. Well, I can say this. You have 5 now. Y'all just not playing them. You're just not playing them. But you got 5. You got Smoke. You got McCaskill. You got Jalen Ellis. You got Kermani. You got Gant. He plays every now and then, but I understand that he was coming back from an injury. And I guess you can get 3 more in the portal, but you got 5 already. It's just that your positional coaches, except for the tight ends coach, I like him, and I like the defensive line coach. I don't got no knock on them, or the defensive ends coach. Don't got no knock on them. So just the wide receiver and the running back coach, I'm a little iffy about. Yep. You make one solid mistake. You're taking the kid out the game. One solid mistake. You take him out into the half. You think you're going to keep him? You're not going to keep him. You're not going to keep him like that. At least that's my opinion. But it is what it is. So I ain't afraid to give these coaches the business. Anybody can get it. So that running back coach don't know what he's doing. I don't care if he played in the NFL. So what? That was years ago. You don't know what you're doing, sir. You don't know what you're doing. You do not know what you're doing if you got an NFL caliber running back riding the pine. You got two of them. You got two NFL caliber running backs that is already experienced. You got one that's a grad student. Let me ask you this, if anybody know, how are you able to be successful running the ball in the SEC? Isn't the SEC the best league to everybody's standards? Everybody, they look at the SEC, right? How are you able to run in the SEC, but you can't run here? Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. Coach Prime will have to fix it. It's a problem. I could see if he ran in the I don't know what league. I don't know. I could see if he, but he ran in the SEC. He did very well. And then he just can't get no burn here. So you said he ain't got no line. Barry Sanders didn't have a line either. You got to give him a chance. But they got a line because Hankerson ran well today. No, the line can run block. They can. Because Hankerson, he got the ball out and he ran. When Wilkerson was playing, he was effective running up. He was effective with the run. They can run the ball. But they just have a bona fide, he's what you call a all-purpose back. And he's also a big back. And they're just not using him. I don't know, man. You know how many teams around the country is like, why don't y'all let them leave? Let us have them. If I was a head coach, I'm like, coach, if you're not going to use them, if I was the USC coach, I'm like, look, y'all not using them. I'm coming for you, boy. I'm coming for your man. I'm going to get him. Yes, indeed. I'm going to send somebody in his inbox and I'm like, look, we got a spot for you. If y'all don't want to use him, man. But he probably will stay though. So, but anyway, other than that, that's my only knock on the team. That's my only knock. You got a guy riding the pine that plays like Larry Fitzgerald, and he riding the pine. How do you got skills like Larry Fitzgerald and you riding the pine? How is that possible? Larry Fitzgerald. Man, let me stop. Let me stop, man. How do you have a Larry Fitzgerald on the bench with 4.3 speed? Oh, man. I don't know. Anybody want to come on and explain this? Like explain this to me. Like, how is that possible? You said, please stop. No, I just did research on these players, man, and they proven at other schools. That's all I did. You said it's the coaches I can name 4. I know. They did. Willie Gaines did get in the game for a little bit. He did. You said football. I read what you said the first time. You said football is a team sport. I know that. You say you see why Shane Hooks and Kevin Coleman didn't come there. Well, one went to Auburn, right? And the other one is he decided to play closer to home. That's Kevin Coleman. He's doing pretty well, too. From what I see, I check on him from time to time. You said he can go to Florida Junior College. Who you talking about? Florida Junior College. McCaskill? Because I've been talking about McCaskill the whole time. What do you mean Florida? You didn't see what he did his freshman year. Oh no. Yeah, Louisville. Right. The defensive line, they did okay today. But I see where you say they need some like Warren Sapp type players on that D line. I'm pretty sure at the end of the season, because each season is going to build upon this one. They're going to get some players in, and that's going to be the talk after the end of the season. That transfer portal again, and look for Coach Prime to come up big again in that transfer portal. But we'll see. But also, you got to think about it like this as well. He's going to try to, let's see if he pick up some stars from other teams. That's already proven already. We're going to see if he's able to obtain their services, because the other coaches that are also competing for the same players, this is a cutthroat business. They're going to probably say, there ain't no guarantee you're going to play over there. Look at what they did to Smoke. A lot of coaches are going to use that, and also they probably could throw money at these players too, like they did with Travis Hunter. But Travis didn't need the money at that point. He already had some deals going on, but they offered him a bag. But there's one thing to get players at the transfer portal, but can you get a Bear Alexander like USC got? Can you get like they got Lucas from Texas A&M? Can you get those caliber of players? So he's going to be in contention for that. Can he win over those players that's already proven they can come there and help you win immediately? Can he get those players? He's going to get his fair share in the transfer portal. He got some recruits right now that's looking to commit that are pretty big name recruits. So he's going to get some talent in there. But can you get that next level talent like a Bear Alexander? Can you get him to come there? So he's going to be competing. And that's why a lot of these coaches don't like the attention that he's getting, because he's right there now competing with them. See, they didn't have to worry about him when he was at Jackson State, even though he did get Travis Hunter. They didn't want him to get Travis Hunter. That was a huge blow. But he was able to, he has a relationship with Travis Hunter. Travis felt comfortable playing with him. And then they tried to go after him again when he took the job at Colorado. So then it's no surprise that the team started throwing a major bag at him. But he didn't, he wasn't worried about that. So he followed Coach Prime there. But he is going to be in contention for some of these star players. The transfer portal at the end of the season is going to be really interesting. It really is. Because the recruiting is going to, a lot of attention is going to be in Boulder, man. Because some of them players, they might like that attention. I'm like, okay, they got all the attention over here. Next year is going to be the same. Shedeur, more than likely, he'll come back for his senior campaign. I'm thinking so, because Travis is a sophomore. So it's still going to be the attention on him. So some players, they might like that. They might want that. They might want a piece of it. Coach Prime is very personable. He relates to these players. He talks their language. He understands the young folk the way they talk. That means a lot to some players. You know what I mean? So that's a huge plus. So he is in contention, man. He is competing for these top players. Yes, he is. There could be some players that flip from Alabama that are star players that come here. So I believe Shedeur and Shiloh will come back. Shiloh has 2 years of eligibility this year and next year. He got that extra year because of the COVID year. But I see Shedeur coming back, and I see them correcting it. And as far as that protection, hopefully they correct it going into the, this season. I mean, finishing out this season. But they'll correct it. They'll correct it. They'll definitely correct it. He'll hit the weight room hard some more, and like that. So yeah, next year is going to be even better. They're going into a different conference. All eyes are going to be on them. Coach Prime, he's really good for college football because everywhere he go, the ticket sales sell out. So everybody is benefiting off of his presence, and what he created. So, that's a huge upside. Every team is benefiting. Every team he play, they want him to come to their stadium, and everything is selling out. So, yeah. So everything is up. Shiloh can tackle. You talking about that one play where he didn't wrap up? I would like to see him wrap up some more, but he likes to hit stick. Oh, he's on the press conference? Okay. Thank you. All right. Well, it looked like I missed some of it, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play what we have. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, let's listen to Coach Prime.
God bless you. Appreciate everything. Wonderful win. Play like hot garbage. I'm trying to figure this out.
I know what he's trying. He's trying to figure out with the penalties and the Shedeur. I know he's frustrated. I know.
Of it. I really am. I'm sick of us coming out here and putting forth the effort we put forth in the first half. We for practices, we had really diligent meetings, and we're trying to figure this out. Trying to figure this out because I'm sick of it. I'm sorry. I'm happy about the win, but I'm not happy in the fashion that we wanted in. We're better than that. We really are better than that, and we got to start showing that. I expect to win, and I expect to win in a better fashion than that. I'm sick of these consistent holes that we're displaying and the penalties and the things that we're doing. We're so much better. I apologize for my anger today, but I don't accept mediocrity. Maybe you do. Maybe you can live with it. Maybe you sleep with it. Maybe you lie with it. Maybe you're comfortable with it, but I'm not. Let's go.
That second drive, was that kind of part of it there? You called 2 timeouts. It looked like you guys were really just trying to break through the wall and get a score. It was like
You mean the second drive of the game?
Yeah, it looks like you weren't okay coming away with nothing there, right?
The second drive of the whole game.
Yes.
What about the first drive? What about the first 2
Right.
plays?
Right.
How do you start out a game like that? With a quarterback like this?
What's the message to the team to get them to?
I've delivered every type of message you could fathom. It's not just the team. This is all of us. This is me and the coaches included. It's not just the team. They glean from us.
Brian, go ahead, Coach. There was a drive late in the third quarter where I think Shedeur got sacked at the end of the drive. He goes off the sideline. He's sitting by himself. The offense is down here.
He's mad.
Yeah.
He's upset with the way this looks.
You can tell
He's upset with the way it's going. He's upset with hit after hit after hit. You think he's happy being the most sacked guy in the in college football, and he's still doing what he's capable of doing? He's sick of it.
So when he comes out that next drive, that was the pivotal drive, I thought. How key was that drive for him coming out like that? Just
every drive is key. Every drive is key. He always does this. You've seen this every darn week, man. This ain't new to you. You've seen this every week. You see him do this every week. It's like we waiting on him to put on his cape and do what he does. That's what he does every week. Guys should be accustomed to it by now.
Coach.
Yes, sir.
The first 3 quarters kind of struggled trying to get to the
Yeah, that's normal for us. That's normal.
Got 3 big sacks
Yes, sir.
late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter. What was sort of the message to,
It wasn't a message during the darn game. It's you got to go out there and do your darn jobs. I mean, Coach Kelly he's calling a heck of a game. I'm listening. He's calling a heck of a game. We got guys that need to step up and handle their responsibilities. First of all, there's no way a team should drive 96 yards on us to tie the game. No way. There's no way.
Coach, on the right side, Giovanni Antonio made some big catches
Yep.
late. What was that like for him out there?
It was awesome. It was awesome because you know, he didn't have a great game last week, but I love his resilience and he bounced back. I believe in him 100%. I totally believe in him 100%. And I'm glad he got back in there and was able to do what he did because he's a grown man and he's a dog. Plays his butt off, never complains. Just a good kid, man. A really good kid. Was raised tremendously right.
Coach, you wanted to win the first and second quarter. You
Yeah.
didn't. You're obviously not happy about
Right.
that. What do you got to do as a staff to get that message? You told us, I'm sure you told them.
We gotta do better. We gotta put the kids in better situations. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Shoot, look at the darn stats. I mean, the targets. We got to do better. We got to do better all the way around. Offensive, defensively, special teams. We started out not kicking the darn ball to the end zone, a returnable ball. I don't know how everybody else kickers kick the ball out the end zone but ours.
Speaking of kickers, you and Mata shared a moment there after the game winner where you kind of looked like you maybe pushed him on the field to get some more shine.
Yeah, I want him to do
What
his
kind of
thing.
moment was that for
Yeah,
you?
Mata is Mata. I mean, guys, you didn't believe in Mata. I believe in Mata. Why do you think I brought him here? Mata don't miss. You call the timeout and freeze him all you want. That don't mean nothing to Mata. Mata that's who he is. And that's what he always says. But when I walk over to him and give him a hug, he said, I don't miss. And I love it. So I told him to do your thing. Do your thing. Get your shine on. It's your moment, baby. Live it. That's what I told him.
Coach Greg Moore, Arizona Republic.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you.
See, I wanted to say that's one of Coach Prime's strengths. You see how he relate to the players? It's almost like a family thing with the players. And a lot of players are watching this and they might want a part of that. They know, like, okay, Coach Prime need a dog. I'm a dog. I'll come help him. So players right now are probably thinking, I need to come help him. So, yeah, look for that transfer portal, man. He's a little upset. I understand it.
You as well.
You're generally so positive. It's kind of jarring for me to see you.
I have expectations, my brother. I'm sorry.
You're all right.
I really do. I have greater expectations. And we're better than this. We really are. We're better than this.
But how do you turn this back into a positive message? Because that seems to connect the larger team. You've got something bigger. This game is part of something.
Dick, we gotta meet my. I'm not changing. So you gotta meet my expectations. And that starts in practice, that starts in film study, that starts in preparation, that starts in coaching, that starts all the way down the board. Ain't just the kids, it's everybody. I have lofty expectations for this team, for this school, for this university. I really do. And we're gonna get there.
Coach, on the one drive there, I think it was late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, Shedeur on a scramble kind of lowered his shoulder and into
Yeah.
one of the ASU defenders and looked like he yelled, at the sideline at you guys. What did that message send to the team as he was kind of showing off that?
I don't even know if it registered. Because how you got a quarterback that's not known for running, lowering his shoulder and runs over a guy. It should be 3 linemen there to help him up, shouldn't it? Didn't see that. That shit right there, that should make you want to say, oh my God, our quarterback ain't no joke. He's a dog. No. Didn't see it.
I saw it and I said it because I was watching the game. I said, oh my God, when he did that, if I was the offensive line, I'd be so damn hyped up. I might catch a penalty, man. I mean, that was a big moment. You got a quarterback, he likes to pass first, but he got upset. He lowered his shoulder and trucked the guy and stood over him, did an Allen Iverson. He did a walkover on him. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was big, Shedeur.
Coach already mentioned the drive, obviously, at the end, where they tied it. You're not happy with that, but defensively, they shut them down before that. Were you pleased with the way the defense bounced back?
Yeah,
after that?
defense played good ball into that last drive. So that last drive it makes you forget everything wonderful that they did to give up a 96-yard drive.
On Tuesday, when you addressed the team, I think you said, I'm taking it personally, these slow starts. I'm going to take control of this.
Right.
Did you think kind of heading in, maybe you corrected a few things?
Yes, I
that just
did.
Didn't go that way,
Yes,
which is why
yes,
you're
I
a little
did.
extra frustrated?
I thought I lit the fire up on every darn body that needed the fire to be lit. And obviously it hadn't registered.
Coach, what did you see from Anthony Hickerson left.
I know we blaming the offensive line. I just want to say something. We're hurt on that offensive line. You know, obviously we don't have Rock. Unfortunately, I hope he come back. Hopefully the NCAA will just turn that around because he's ready to go. I promise you, if somebody is standing in front of Rock, because I've seen at Jackson State, you're not getting to Shador. His man is not getting to him. I promise you that. And we have what's the guy's name that transferred in from Florida? He's hurt. He'll be back next year, you know. So we're a little hurt in that position. And yeah, 78 is out as well with a injury. So we're hurt there. We could have used Tyler Brown right now. We could use him. But the NCAA, they say he got to sit out, unfortunately. But you wait till next year. Ain't nobody getting him and nobody getting past him.
Hank is a dog, man. Hank is a great kid, runs the ball hard, keeps his shoulder down. I wish he could have came up with that catch at the end. We would be maybe a different tone in his whole press conference. But Hank's been a dog, man. He's been a valuable asset to what we're trying to accomplish.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, despite the special team struggles, over.
Oh, and one more thing about Rock. I remember him and just let this register for a minute on how fast he is. You remember in practice, Coach Prime, he did like a little competition against him and what's the Bishop Thomas? Remember he made them run against each other? Who won that race? Rock did. As big as he is, he won that race. Now, today's game on special teams, I know people was joking like, why is Bishop Thomas on special teams? You see, he was first there to truck that guy over. So let that sink in. That's how fast Rock is. If Bishop Thomas can do that on special teams, Dan Rock could do the same thing as an offensive lineman. That's how fast he is. We saw it in the practice before the season started. We saw them race against each other and Rock beat them. So yeah, wait till Rock come back.
Overall, I mean, Xavier Weaver had a 51-yard punt return.
Yeah.
Can that be a spark for you guys on special teams wise, just getting a big play like that?
Definitely was. I mean, he's capable of that. But we got to get the right number of guys on the field to block for him. That's the stupid stuff that I'm sick of. So we have the talent, man. We have some talented young men. We have some talented people inside this locker room. We just got to put it all together. And I'm sorry with my impatience. I don't have patience for too much in life. You ask my kids.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you all. You all right, my brother?
Thanks, Coach.
Got you.
All right. So that's Coach Prime. He's a little frustrated. And think about the tone of his interview. It don't sound like the tone of somebody that just won the game, do it? It don't. It's hard. It's hard for him because, you know, he has won at the highest level and dominated. So it's hard for him to see it. But, you know, that's the part of him being head coach at this level. He got to go through it. You know, you just got to keep going after, you know, figuring out even though he was hurt at that position, because Rock is, I mean, NCAA said Rock can't play. And the guy from Florida, he's not playing. He hurt his pectoral muscle. So he's out for the season. Or he could be back for the bowl game. They could still be bowl eligible. They won. A win is a win. They won this game. So, but it didn't sound like the tone didn't sound like he just won this game. He sounded like he lost the game. This is like his expectations are high for this team. He know he has talented players there, but what did he just say? We got to find the right combination. We haven't found it yet. They haven't found the right combination yet. That's what he said last week. We're still trying to find the identity of this team. But to be fair, he brought in 70 new people. So it's going to be a while before they find the right combination. it's one thing, right? He's talking about practice, right? Yeah, but you playing against each other. You're not playing against other teams. So yes, practice is very important, but you have to see what the combination do in an actual live game. I had said that right around mid-season, you're going to start to see this team peak. It might be a little after mid-season now, or maybe towards the tail end of the season, you're going to start to see them trying to get that right combination if they stay healthy, you know. So that's just what it is. Like this is unprecedented, as they say, which is not. He did at Jackson State, but when you bring all those players in, you got to find the right combination. You'll find it in practice, but you have to wait to the game to really see if it works. So they're learning on the fly right now. So he got to take that, I'm sure he knows. I ain't telling him something he don't already know. He knows that. He just said it. We got to find that combination. And then he also said it's not just on the players. It's on the coaches. Don't worry, Coach Prime. I already got on the coaches. But just imagine it. I want to be a fly on the wall in them coaches meetings. Man. Man, oh man. If somebody wanted the link, let me just share the link. I get what he's saying, but I mean, practice is practice, right? But you don't know what that combination gonna do when the bright lights are on. You don't know. Just like that last play, Coach Prime, where they tied up the game, I guarantee you Kermani would have batted out his hand. That's what I know. But you guys ain't giving him a shot. He makes one mistake, he's out of the game. What you think that's doing with his confidence? Hopefully he has the mentality where, okay, this is my freshman season. I'm learning all I can. Hopefully keep that mentality. I guarantee you them long arms would have batted down. Guarantee it. So, but you guys got to have confidence in him. Y'all got to have it. You can't, okay, he messed up. You take him out the game. You got to have some confidence. He's there for a reason. So, and if, just give him a shot. But like he said, it's the coaches too. But I get it. I get why he's like that. He know what he has. He know he got the players. I like what I saw in Bishop Thomas today, though. I really do. He trucked that player. I mean, I thought he knocked the player out and it was a clean hit if you saw it. And another impressive thing is he got low and hit him right between the numbers. It was picture perfect. Man, that's a dog right there. He got one. They need to put a D on his now they put the dog on your jersey. He needs one now. Mata needs one too. Look for him to have a dog on his jersey. Man, he laid that hit, but it was clean. Somebody, I think somebody said it could have been targeted. No, it wasn't targeted. It was clean. It was a clean hit. And trucked him. It don't look funny him being on special teams anymore. I know we mentioned that last week. Why is he on special team? Why is he in that position? Is he in that position for a reason? He's an athlete. Yep. I even saw the video of him and Mata practicing. He kicked a field goal. I was like, man, that's hilarious. Mata taught him how to kick a field goal, and he did kick it. It went through. Yeah, it was clean, man. That was a very clean, picture perfect tackle. It was clean, man. So Coach Prime already know he already got him, so he know. And just imagine he got him for another 3 years. Golly, he gonna get better. Yeah, they wanted to call a penalty on him, but if you go look at it slowly, he got down so low, hit him right between the numbers. It was a nasty hit, but it was clean. It was clean. Yep. And his helmet didn't hit him. It was his shoulder pads. It was very clean. Yeah, Coach Prime do know his personnel. But he got to get, like he said, he's trying to get that right combination. He know what he got on the team. He know. they mentioned Javon Antonio. He just shook his head. I know what I got. I know he can play. So, but hey, it is what it is, right? One player step up one week and the next player step up the next week. As long as somebody step up and answer the call. Like Coach Prime said, he said this at Jackson State. He had the speech here as well. All I need is 8 people on any given play to do their job. Just need 8. And Javon stepped up. He was part of the 8. Now, like he said, Weaver and them were being doubled. They're being double teamed. Like that. I think Horn was too. So they were really focused on them, and then Javon was open. Like I said, after the bye week, Travis would come back. That's a difference maker. It really is. We see that now. We need him on that field. But he'll be back. Health is first. Without your health, you can't play football. So let him come back after the bye week. But yeah, I like the team, man. They got the personnel. So yeah, man. On to Stanford. How about that? A win is a win. You're right. I don't care, Coach. I don't care if it looked bad, but y'all still got the win, though. You got the W. I know it looked bad, Shedeur going down like that, but he said, what are they doing? Waiting for him to put his cape on? Well, let him put his cape on. You got to put the cape on. Yep. I was waiting on him. Shedeur, you going to put the cape on? And then here he go running. So, yeah, he got to put the cape on, Coach. That's just the way the cards are dealt. You got to play the hand you dealt. That's what somebody told me in life. You got to play the hand you dealt. Everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon. You just got to play the cards you were dealt, the hand you were dealt. So that's what y'all doing, Coach Prime. I know what y'all used to doing at Jack State, all the wins and stuff. And oh man, you in a different territory now. Yes, sir. You in a different territory when them defensive linemen are faster. That goes back to what Shiloh Sanders said. Shiloh had an interview. And they said, well, Shiloh, what's the difference between, where you were playing at Jackson State and South Carolina? He said the linemen are faster. He said they're a lot faster, but that's the only difference. He said the linemen are very fast. You got to react quickly. 3 seconds, usually that's all you have. But in this case, you see that he wasn't even getting 3 seconds. So whoever that anonymous coach was just trying. Let me tell you, if it was an anonymous coach that said that, there's 2 theories to this I have. It was an anonymous coach, just that the writers are trying to get in Coach Prime and his kid's head to take them out the game. Or it wasn't was a coach. It was a coach that said that, but he just saying it just, I guess, out of hate, because if you go look at the game, he don't have time to react sometimes. And if he just throw the ball away and without being out of the pocket, you know what they're going to call? They're going to call a penalty. So that's it. But like I said, if we need him to put his cape on, just put your cape on and run. If that's what you're going to do it. Because it worked. He got to that end zone. It don't even look like he can do it, but he can, though. He's deceptive with his speed. And it throws the defense off, because they're like, damn, he's fast enough to get by me. Yeah, he is. Yep. So yeah, let him put his cape on. Just don't want him to get hurt. Yep. And like I said, I wasn't being funny when I said this, but as soon as he get back to Boulder, make him an appointment first thing in that morning, go to a chiropractor and whatever else he got to do. Get in that ice thing, whatever they got. Get in that. Whatever that chamber is that Travis get into, get in that too. I'm going with you, Travis. I'm going in the chamber. Whatever they got to do to keep him healthy. I just don't like when his helmet hit the ground like that. His back of his helmet hit the ground, but he was still able to get up. But shoot, man, what y'all think Stanford gonna look like? Let me see who else. Is anybody else? Let me see what else we got. I don't see any other players yet. Think that'll be it. Coach Prime ready to get back on that plane. That's the deal right now. Yeah, he ready to get back on that plane right now. Get back to practice, see what's going on. Yeah, you said that chamber. The cryo chamber. That's what you call it. Yeah, he needs something. You said I'm scared to say we got any team for sure now. The cryogenic chamber. Is that okay? Yeah, that's what it is about. Love moves, take it one game at a time. I'll be like, look, Coach Prime, loosen up, man. We got the victory. We got the victory. I don't care how it looked. We got the victory. Now we just take it one step at a time, go one game at a time, going to Stanford. Well, Stanford coming to us, but that's it. Got the victory. It could have been worse. He could have went out the game. So it could have been worse. But guess what? 2 was able to get on out of there. What do you say? Brady mode. That's what he wait with. You need to go ahead and turn on Brady mode some more and get on that bike, Shador. All right. Get on that bike. And that's it. If you see that pocket breaking down, I need you to go. Move. Let's go. And he did. He ran up the middle and got that touchdown. Man, I know he's frustrated. He's tired of seeing. I know he's tired of seeing Shador. I know he's frustrated. I know. But that's just the hand they dealt this year. He going down. So just make sure. I don't know. I don't have no answer to it. I'm just sitting there watching it. I'm like, all right. Here you go. Just, as soon as he gets sacked, I'm immediately looking to see him get up. Okay, he get up. Okay, cool. All right. I'm just saying that's how it is. All right, he getting up. All right. At one moment, he was slow to get up when his head hit that ground. And then he went on the sidelines after the touchdown. And his head was in his hands. So I was a little worried about that. Concussions and stuff. They'll fix it. They'll fix it. I don't know, man. I got to go back and look at the game. I've got to go look at the highlights again. Let me see if the defensive stats are up yet. They should be up. Let me see. I just want to see the tackles. Let me see. Okay. The defensive stats are up. All right. So on defense, the leading tackler was Levonta Bentley. He had a good game today. And he also had a sack. He had 7 tackles and he had 4 assists. Miles Slusher. Guys, Miles Slusher was back in the game. Remember, he came off an injury. He was he's tied for number 2 in sacks. Him and Omarion Cooper. He had 6 tackles. Omarion had 6. Well, Omarion he was on an assist on 1. And Shiloh had 5 tackles and 1 assist. Roderick Ward, he was in the game as well. I like that combination. Slusher, Cooper, Shiloh. And Selman Craig, I like that combination. And somehow, slot Kermani up in there. That's just my opinion. But let me see. Shiloh had 5. Roderick had 4 tackles, 4 assists. So he was, Bishop Thomas had 3 tackles. Selman Craig had 2 tackles, 1 assist. Marvin Ham, 2 tackles, 1 assist. Brendan Gant, 2 tackles, 1 assist. Carter Stoutmeyer, 2 tackles. Amari McNeil, 1 sack, 1 tackle, 1 assist, and he had a sack. Okay, Arden Walker, I see you. He had a sack too. Arden Walker had a sack. Derek McClendon, we know he had a sack. Shane Cokes had 1 tackle, 1 assist. Kari Mans, 1 tackle, 1 assist. Cabarcier Smoke had 1 tackle. We know where that came from. That was on special teams. Leonard Payne, Jalen Ellis had 1 tackle. We knew where that came from. He was first on the ball on special teams. Jordan Dominic had I didn't hear much about him this game. He had 1 tackle. Taj Austin had 1 tackle. Jaden Milner Jones had 1 tackle. That was on special teams. Adam Hopkins, 1 tackle. And Dave Harris, 1 assist. Okay, so that was the defense. I don't even want to look at their stats to see how many times he got sacked. I don't even want to look at it. All right. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I don't want to count the half sack. So let's see. 2, 3. I guess you do count the half sacks, but let's just say 2, 3, 4. Yeah, definitely getting sacked too much. A lot of those were gang sacks. More than one person got at him at the same time. That's why they're calling a half a sack. It was more than one person that got hands on him at the same time. That happened on 4 occasions. So that's not good. But pretty much this was a defensive game. Defense pretty much was solid. They had a few penalties there. That's what coach was talking about. We got to stop that. And that's pretty much it. Well, they got to stop that. Hankerson on 10 carries, like I said, he had 58 yards. So I just would like to see McCaskill in that lineup, but we'll see next week. Yep, so that's the what the defense did there. Interesting to note though, I didn't see. Let me look again for Colorado. Let me see. Nope, I didn't see Johnson. I don't know if he's hurt or what, but I know I didn't see him in the game. We were talking about that. We were watching the game live. Juju Johnson, I didn't see him play. Didn't see him play. So maybe he got some type of injury going on. So I don't know. Maybe they'll, in his weekly press conference, he'll address that. But I didn't see Johnson out there. I don't know. Maybe he has some type of injury. You said Feely should be doing kickoffs. He did in the beginning. He did do the kickoff, but they took him out the game for whatever reason. Somebody told me, because I missed it, I had got up. They said he kicked the ball short. I don't know. I don't know why they took Feely off the kickoff. I don't know. They put the other guy in. And you know, it's crazy. Feely, he played at that team last year. He played for Arizona State. But they took him off the kickoff. He was the first to kick off, and then they put in I forget his name. They put him in for the rest of the game. But yeah, man, that is the game right there. So that's one game down in the books. Stanford is next, folks. Trevor, oh, that's another thing. Let me look at the stats again. Let me look at the defense. Nope, Trevor Woods, no. He didn't play. Now, okay, so Trevor Woods didn't play. We know that Miles Slusher played. He just came off an injury. He had 6 tackles, right? So Miles Slusher was out there. We know that Shiloh came back off an injury. He was out there. He had 5 tackles. We have Omarion Cooper, Roderick Ward, Cameron Silman Craig. That's who was out there. in our secondary. And we also had Carter Stoutmeyer and Kermani getting some burn. So that was our secondary. So yeah, Woods, he didn't play. So I don't know what's up with that. I just know that Slusher was out there and Shiloh. I mean, excuse me, Roger Ward in safety position. Shiloh and Roderick. You said you had a feeling we're going to see a lot of McCaskill in the second half of the season. You know what? I'm going to say that too, because mid-season, yeah, I would think we would see more of him, and if not, then I don't know. It'll be a broken record for me to keep talking about at that point. But yeah, you're right. Mid-season, I could see them letting them get more playing time. I know if the reporters don't inquire, we'll never know. But you said he never cracked about Kermani until press twice before he really outed him. Got to be something with Mac and Smoke too. Maybe they will inquire a little bit more for his weekly presser. We'll see. But Smoke is on special teams, so he's out there playing, and he's doing well on special teams. But as far as running is concerned, nobody asked Coach Flea either about Smoke. I wish I was on that press conference team. I wish I was. I'm like, Coach Prime, is there any status on Smoke? He probably like, what do you mean? He's on special teams. I said, well, what do I mean is he did very well in the SEC. Why not here, sir? You might want to inquire with your running back coach. Next question. That's what I would have did. And you know what he probably would have said? I know. He knows, right? He knows what Smoke can do, but maybe it's something else. So I don't know if we would have got an answer really that we wanted. I don't know. He probably would have mentioned practice and Hankerson is doing well, beating him out in practice, stuff like that. So he probably would have said something like that, and we would have got our question answered. You said Woods was getting scorched. He gets picked on every week. But here's the thing, though. How many interceptions he have on the year? He has 2. No. Yeah, he has 2. That was Silman Craig. They got 3. Yeah, you said that Smoke will be better up the middle. Like they put Hankerson up the middle. Like I said, Smoke. Yeah, he could have did well too. But like we said, you know what? Let's wait till. Let me see. Let's wait till after the bye week and see what happens. Because now they got the bye week. They got an extra, that week off to recuperate and really kind of like relook their personnel to see, okay, is there somebody here that maybe has a lackluster practice, but he might be a dog in a game? We'll see. What do you guys think? Do you think just some people just don't practice well, but when they get in the game, they shine? I've heard people saying some people are game time players, Max. Some people are. When them lights is on, they ready. Practice, you're playing against your own squad. And also in practice, you notice you can't really hit the wide receivers. They won't let you hit the wide receivers. So it's always going to look like the DBs are getting burned because they're not able to lay a hit stick on them. So the DBs got to kind of play two-hand tag with them. So it's not like a real game where they're actually hitting. So I don't know. The heat, you think the heat bothered them? That could be a factor as well. It was like 100 and what they say 98 degrees, 100 degrees out there. You said how many touchdowns Woods gave up this season? I don't know. But yeah, it was a reason why they went with someone else today. So yeah. So I get that. I like Roderick Ward though. So yeah, I like that he's in the game. But I mean, it happens. You're gonna get beat every now and then if you're a defensive back. Oh, Woods was in a boot? Okay, so that answered that question there. Really? He was? Damn, they got these injuries, man. So Woods is in a boot. That's what you were saying. Okay, I didn't know he was in a boot. So that answered the question there. Damn. They be going hard in practice, man. Okay. So, okay, that answered the question. He's in a boot. So, damn, they got a lot of people hurt, man. And we still came up with this victory. We got people hurt on the offensive line. One can't play because of the NCAA. Against all odds, man, they still winning. So that's a plus. I know coach want them to, and here's the thing though. I'm going to say this. They would never, how can I say this without sound like I'm hating? Coach Prime, right? He played at the highest level. He has a gold jacket. You normally don't see gold jackets coaching. You normally don't see it. And they don't want to coach usually. You have Eddie George. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, he got a gold jacket, Eddie George, right? Eddie George is coaching. You also have Jason Taylor coaching at the University of Miami. He's the defensive ends coach. Jason Taylor, he has a gold jacket. He played, the Dolphins. He's coaching. You normally, and I know Ed Reed had wanted to coach, but normally you don't see it because, like Michael Jordan said, I can't coach because I get frustrated that they're not doing what I want them to do, and everybody can't be you. You see what I'm saying? So they're never gonna. I don't think they're ever gonna exceed his expectations. They're just not, because he's not out there. If he was out, see, he knows how to read, and he know how to read the defense, and he know, okay, the quarterback is doing this. I see what he's doing. Sometimes these players need a little bit of time to develop. Sometimes it take 4 years for a player to develop, right? It could take a player 4 years to develop. And I'm afraid on this team, if it takes a player that long, they might miss out because, like, it's players that can develop after 4 years, but then guess what? They on to another team shining. And you got to develop some players. He wants to win now. What's the difference between him and Georgia? They had players there for, they had time to develop players. They had that luxury because they've been recruiting so long. He just got in the game. So it's going to take a while. And, he's impatient and he might say the wrong thing to the team to lose that locker room. I hope that don't happen. Because it takes a while. It's a process. But guess what, though? They're still over 500. They're above 5. That's awesome. They're a winning team right now. Considering that they just put this team together, they're a winning team. And so that's the thing with some of these coaches. They can't, like he said, mediocrity. I don't accept it. Well, some players got to develop. Everybody is not you coming out the gate at Florida State just doing it. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't do it. Even though he say he don't expect people to be him, but at the end of the day, he's sitting there watching stuff develop, and he know he could stop it, but he ain't playing no more. He probably would have had how many interceptions today if he was playing? So I get the frustration. And then he's seeing his son get pummeled. So, But shout out to him for coaching, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could do it, but he doing it. So he said it was his calling. So but if he getting that meeting, like, coaches, what's going on? Like, what the hell is going on? This is, I don't know. They working, man. They at least they above 500. I give them that. Yeah, he did start I believe he did because normally Coach Bowden don't like to play freshmen, but he had to play him though. He had to play him. Eventually, he did start. Yes, he did, and he never relinquished that starting role at Florida State. But yeah, because Coach Bowden don't normally play freshmen. You got to give freshmen time to develop. And so occasionally you do have freshmen that come along that start right away, like Orlando Pace at Ohio State. And Orlando Pace was so good that he was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy as an offensive lineman. That's how good he was. You think his man sacked the quarterback? No, not all season. His man, I don't think he ever surrendered a sack in college. Y'all got to go look. I don't think he did. Meaning that his man in front of him got to his quarterback and sacked him. I don't think he ever gave up a sack. That man was great. I don't think he ever gave up a sack in college. Ain't that something? And he was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. How many games you have to win to be bowl eligible? Is it 6 or 7? You said Warwick Dunn started as a freshman. You didn't see Prime ever taking charge of the game ever. I know what you're thinking. Every time they pan the camera at him, the microphone is up. That's what you're thinking about because the microphone is up. You got to win 6 games to be bowl eligible. They're on their way. They're 4-2. Shoot, they got 2 more games. And then from what I understand, these the bowl committees and these certain bowl games, they get to pick whoever they want to be there. So they're going to be in a respectable bowl because guess what? They see money. They see dollar signs. The ticket's going to be over $500. So guess what? They're going to be in a major bowl because they draw the tickets. So listen, college football need him to win 2 more games. You hear me? Because that's going to be sold out. Oh, he went for his first season. You say he only started how many games at Florida State? So it take time, Yeah, merchandise and everything. So some players just got to develop. But see, the thing is, he might be like, they got to go. See, he ain't going. I don't know what to say. Like if he's okay, you suck and you got to go. You got to go. You can't do that. They got to develop. Some of them might need a little time to develop. So that's what I'm a little afraid of with him because he won. He sat there and won he dominated in 2 sports, man. Well, he played in 2 sports. I wouldn't say his batting average was high as fuck that one year when he was in Atlanta. He had a high batting average, but he dominated in football. He also played in baseball, World Series. Then he played in the Super Bowl. So there's not too many people like him. So when he see the play on the field, he can't accept it. He can't accept, okay, this person needs time to develop. No, this person ain't listening. He might do that. It might let some good people go. So I hope he don't do that. So because these players, I mean, you ain't got too many Coach Primes at cornerback position. You say Coach Prime is running the show. Can't believe that you don't see what's going on behind the cameras. No, they talking about during the game. You know how the other coach had the headset on? He was like just jaw jacking the whole game. and then they'll pan at Coach Prime and the microphone is up. That's what people are saying. But to be fair, the camera is not always on him. So I would have to be at the game and see it. I would have to be in back of the bench to get a good look. But he's frustrated because he's seeing Shedeur go down, and he got to hold his breath every time his son go hit the ground because he don't know if he's getting up. So that's what made him upset, which is understandable. You can't have your star keep hitting the ground like that. So I feel him on that. At this level, you do need that offensive line at this level. You don't really have the luxury of waiting. You got to have them to protect them right now, so yeah, man. I get the frustration. I'll be sitting there like him, like, oh my God, here you go. He's going down again. And I know he mad. He saw his head hit that ground. I know he mad about it. I was like, oh my God, back his head hit that ground like that. But anyway, they got out of it. And Stanford, man, we're going to talk about Stanford. And I'm going to look at their highlights and stuff, see what we got going on at Stanford. But look for them to beat Stanford as well. It's going to be one of them competitive games again, but Shedeur going to put on his cape. Or somebody going to step up. So any given Saturday, guys, I'm out. Thank you for joining. And if you want to watch the game again, I do have it. Let me see. Let me find the channel. If y'all want to go back and rewatch that game. But I'm sure you will be able to find the highlights. The highlights are up already. Where is I'll give you the link to that game before I get off here. Okay, here we go. All right, here's the link to that game. If y'all want to go back and watch it, I'll spam it a little bit. So check it out. You can go back and see it. And take a look at that special teams play with Bishop Thomas one more time. I got it, man. That was a clean hit. But y'all have a good rest of y'all weekend. Thanks for joining. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys sometime soon. But it was a good victory, though. At the end of the day, a victory is a victory. That's it. And no matter how it looks. It might have looked sloppy, but oh well. And shout out to Mata, a.k.a. Automata, a.k.a. Automatic, a.k.a. Mr. Don't Miss. Yes, indeed. Shout out to him. The game was tied up, but his legs got us through. Yes, indeed. And like Coach Prime said, they can ice him all he want, but it don't matter to him. Don't matter. So awesome job to him. All right, y'all. Have a good one now.